Welcome to Campfire Stories for Kids, an original podcast made by kids for kids.
Get ready for some thrills, chills, and even a few laughs.
We will be reading our scary stories on our very own Flaming Marshmallow scale. A level 1 through 3 probably won't be so scary.
Levels 4 through 7 will be creepy.
And a level 8 through 10 is definitely scary.
So sit back and relax.
And join us by the campfire.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Come closer to the fire and have a seat. I know the summer's over, but it's that time of year. That time of year for ghosts and goblins. A special time for telling scary stories. So get ready. Grab a warm blanket and cozy up. Turn off all your lights. After all, the best stories are the ones that are told in the dark. I thought tonight I would share a very special story with you. It's one I remember from when I was a kid, and it always gave me some goosebumps. It's called The Monkey's Paw. It was originally written by W. Jacobs. Of course, this version is my own twist on the story, so I most certainly hope you'll enjoy. It was just after dinner. A father and his son had just sat down to play a game of chess when there was a knock at the door. The man's wife went to see who was there. A grizzled old gentleman stood in the doorway.
May I come in? I'm a friend of your husband's. I'm in town for a while and I just wanted to stop by to say hi.
Charlie? How long has it been?
Too long, old friend. Too long.
Come in and warm yourself by the fire. Dear, bring our guests something to drink, will you?
The husband's friend pulled a chair up to the fire and began warming his hands. The two men talked for a long while, reminiscing about old times and sharing stories. Then the man reached into his pocket and pulled something out. It was small and covered in hair. The man rubbed the small object between his fingers.
What's that? Some kind of lucky rabbit's foot?
No, not lucky at all. More of a curse, really.
How do you mean?
It's a monkey's paw. I got it from an old merchant in Morocco. He said it would grant me 3 wishes. Whatever I wanted. But each wish would come at a great price. I should have listened. Instead of pleasure, this thing has only brought me suffering.
Oh, what a bunch of rubbish.
Hush, old woman.
No, I suppose it is.
The man stared at the mummified paw with its 3 remaining bony fingers. Then he tossed it into the fire.
Whoa, wait.
The husband quickly attempted to pull the paw out of the fire before it burned.
If what you say is true, let me have it.
Don't be a fool. It's only going to bring you grief.
Maybe this time it'll be different.
Maybe. I only hope it doesn't bring you as much misfortune as it brought me. Now, I must be on my way. I still have a very long way to go before I can rest.
The husband walked his friend to the door and hugged him goodbye. The next morning, while the family was sitting around the table eating their breakfast, the husband stared at the monkey's paw sitting in his hand.
Can you put that ugly thing away? Some of us are trying to eat our breakfast.
Come on, does that thing really need to be on the table?
What if what Charlie said last night was true?
What? That thing is cursed?
No, 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 no. What if it really does grant its owner 3 wishes?
Ooh, if it does, maybe you can ask for something that we can really use.
Yeah, how about a small fortune? Then we'd be set for life.
Yeah, that would be nice, not to have to worry about money for once.
So be it.
The husband gripped the paw tightly in his hand.
I wish to be a wealthy man.
What was that? What just happened?
It moved. It moved in my hand. I felt it.
The son kneeled down and picked up the hand. Sure enough, one of the 3 fingers had curled up, leaving the other 2 still extended. Later that evening, the husband and his wife sat waiting for their son to return home from work. It was getting late, and their son would have typically been home by now. Just then, the phone rang.
Hello, who is this?
Hello, my name's Troy. I'm the foreman at the factory.
I'm sorry. Why are you calling? Is something wrong?
I'm afraid there's been a horrible accident.
What?
What are they saying? What happened?
One of the machines malfunctioned on Simuline, and your son went over to see if he could fix it. Somehow the machine started up again, and, well, your son was pulled into the large rollers. When we found him, he was unrecognizable. The only way we could identify him was by his name badge on his uniform. I'm so sorry for your loss.
All the color drained from the husband's face, and the looks of concern quickly changed to expressions of sheer horror.
However, the company that owns the factory is willing to offer you $250,000 for your loss. I know this doesn't make up for your loss of your son, but we were hoping we could avoid any unnecessary negative publicity.
A few days later, the couple had a simple funeral for their son. The coffin had to remain closed because of the horrible sight it hid inside. That night, the husband and wife, stricken with grief, sat in their bed, silent.
Charles said to be careful what you wish for.
What? What are you talking about?
The wish for money. If I'd never made the wish, our son would still be alive.
I don't want the money. I just want my son back.
The husband reached over and picked up the monkey's paw, which was sitting in a dish on the nightstand next to his bed.
If it was the poor that took his life, then the poor, it can bring him back.
The wife snatched the evil paw from his hand.
Stop. You don't know what you're asking for.
Please, I wish for my son to come back.
2 of the fingers were now curled up, leaving only one still stretched out.
What have you done? You don't know how he'll come back. He was mangled in the machinery.
I don't care. I just want my son back, and I don't care how he looks.
After the deed had been done, the husband could not get back to sleep. Thoughts raced through his head. Had his son's death been just a coincidence? Or had his fate been sealed by a mummified hand that held a curse? Before he could finish his thought, there was a knock at the front door. The husband and his wife sat up in their bed.
Benny? Benny, is that you?
Before the husband even had a chance to react, his wife had already sprung from the bed and raced downstairs to the front door.
Benny? Benny, I'm coming. Wait, Benny, I'm coming. I'm hurrying. Wait.
Horrified by the idea of what ghoulish nightmare might be waiting for them outside the door, the husband fumbled around in the dark, hoping to find the monkey's paw and undo the wish his wife had made. But the paw was gone.
No. Where is it? She must have taken it with her.
The wife finally reached the door and began to undo the locks. Outside the door, the knocking grew even louder. The husband stumbled his way down the stairs in the dark. He grabbed a flashlight he found in a desk drawer and began searching for the paw. The wife struggled with the old locks. They were stiff and unyielding. She had complained to her husband many a time before, imploring him to oil the locks so that they would not stick as badly as they did. The husband searched all of the downstairs living room, but could not find the paw. Just then he remembered that his wife had a jar in the kitchen where she would often hide money and other things she didn't want him to find. He rushed to the kitchen and reached for the jar that sat on top of the refrigerator. He reached inside and felt around. Sure enough, there was the paw. Meanwhile, the wife had finally undone the last lock and was about ready to open the door when her husband made the final wish.
I wish for my son to be at rest in his grave.
The wife threw open the door. There in front of her, in the light of the moon, was an empty walkway that led up to the house. From the kitchen, the husband could hear his wife crying hysterically. Yes, his final wish had been granted. Well, campers, I hope that wasn't too scary for you. Well, maybe just enough to give you a few goosebumps. Until next time, stay safe and have a happy Halloween. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you again soon around the campfire.